I think it's a disgrace that information that was false and fake and never happened got released to the public.
We didn't report
CNN
what
released.
BuzzFeed reported.
I didn't say that you did, but you linked to it.
The first thing we're going to talk about today is fake news. Fake news stories have been a big problem this year.
This is going to be the undoing of the press if that kind of serious journalism doesn't happen.
I want to switch the conversation a little bit to fake news.
If this was the biggest problem in the election, we almost never talked about it before the election.
Big fake news that popped up on social media.
This complete ridiculous fake news actually is just fake. It's not
actually
even
been
news.
backed up by.
There's so much active misinformation. It's packaged very well, and it looks the same when you see it on a Facebook page.
The epidemic of malicious fake news and false propaganda that flooded social media over the past year, it's imperative that leaders in both the private sector and the public sector step up to protect our democracy and innocent lives.
Fake news is a huge problem in the world today. Especially in America, the journalistic world is in trouble. People second guess every day whether what they are viewing is true, even through the professional press. Technology and social media platforms make the issue even worse. It is important to look at two different solutions for fake news as it becomes a bigger issue every day. One being government intervention over the news, and the other strictly valuing freedom of the press and leaving it up to the publishers. The way we get our news has evolved into something far different than it was before. Instead of traditional, professional sources, many people get their news from social media companies like Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook. This changes the game and the consequences. Facebook is especially a breeding ground for fake news. Facebook doesn't want to be known as a news company and doesn't itself publish original content.
I see. That's great. Whenever a controversy...
But users post outside links in articles. These outside links often are clickbait. Technology companies are focused on ad revenue, not truth. News that comes from tech companies will never be as up to par as a traditional source. So, what's the pro-government side? The government should have regulations over tech company algorithms and require them to filter through fake news and clickbait. As for the anti-government side,
no.
the First Amendment protects our right for free speech. People would argue that that includes fake news and clickbait. The government should not be able to decide what is the truth and what is not. Tech companies have the right to publish whatever they want. Once the government has regulation over deciding what's fake news or not, free speech is definitely threatened. On this side, many argue tech companies should take it into their own hands to decide. This solution needs to be discussed more by government officials, tech companies, and us, the users. And it needs to be discussed now, before much of America loses hope in the media and the press ends up as the common enemy.